We wanted to add a bathroom to this house, and so we thought this laundry room would be perfect to add a half bathroom to. So keep watching for clips of the transformation from just laundry room to laundry room and half bathroom. This is a picture of the old water heater, and this is the setup of what the bathroom is going to look like for the most part. So if you haven't noticed, although attached to the main part of the house, this laundry room has an outside entrance, which is actually okay because if you're entertaining outside, you don't have to worry about your guests tracking any mud or dirt into your home, and also maintains that privacy level. So right now the guys have already started jackhammering into that flooring. And then I wanted to give you an idea of what the other side of the building looks like, where they're going to be drilling, jackhammering through and through that wall. So we've already started digging up the trench, exposing that pipe that's already there, and that is for the washer. And then we're going to have to dig up a little bit more to add another pipe, and that will be for the toilet and the sink. And then we actually have to dig a little bit more to expose that part. Now, you definitely want to be careful when you get to these, because the last thing you want to do is damage them or, poke a hole in them with a shovel. So, just be careful and mindful when you're, if and when you're ever doing something like this. So now the next couple of clips is going to be basically indoors meets outdoors. So now we have the guys here jackhammering at the wall to make sure that the two trenches meet. He's standing in the one he did earlier, and that trench is about half a foot deep. So now we just need to make sure this hole accommodates the upcoming pipe. And there's our project manager. I think he's happy with the progress so far. Side note, tell me you live in South Florida without telling me you live in South Florida. Because do you guys see all the ants that have colonized around this house? Very typical, right? Another thing is that we did have some rain, shocker, right? Which didn't really put a huge damper, but obviously if you're digging into the ground, sand, dirt, it's gonna get a little bit muddy. But it wasn't that much rain that we couldn't kind of work around it, work with it. But this hole was going to take some time to, just making sure it's level enough, big enough, wide enough, some communicating between the guys to make sure that, the pipe was fitting properly. So at this point, we're pretty much nearing the end of this part of the project. And overall, everything took about 5.5, 6 hours to complete. And we had about 3 people working on this project, 2 people full-time actually, and this included jackhammering into the concrete ground, the concrete wall, digging the trenches, measuring everything, all to go ahead and seal it back up with concrete again. So this is what the bathroom looks like now. Everything's sealed up. And as you can see, the space is pretty small. It's not much to work with. You got the washer and dryer right there, taking up a lot of space. And I'm going to back up a little bit so you can kind of see the full bathroom. And it's small, but you know what? We're going to work with it. And so we actually rented the tools to dig through the concrete. And it was about $100+. So if you have a friend who has these tools, definitely go ahead and borrow it. Obviously clean it back up. You never want to return something dirty and disgusting, so return it the way you found it. So that's basically it. This is just day 1 of this project, so follow along for the next couple of parts. Alright guys, see you next time.